Okay, so let's take a look at Objective 5 from Chapter 23, the digestive system. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare and contrast the digestion of the three macronutrients. You have this handout. I know this is a rough looking handout, but you do have this handout. This pretty much summarizes a lot of what we've already talked about within this chapter. So you have got carbohydrate digestion that's going to begin in the mouth by the use of those salivary glands secreting salivary amylase. That's what's going to digest those carbohydrates and break them down into smaller particles like disaccharides. You also have, as an infant, remember, you're going to have some lingual lipase that's going to help digest and break down some of those milk fats. Notice with the proteins, they're not going to do anything. They're just going to pass right on through the mouth. Now, when you get to the stomach, you're going to have some gastric lipase that is secreted. And that's going to help break down a little bit of those fats in the stomach. Not a whole lot. That's going to, not a lot of fat digestion is going to occur, but there is going to be a little that happens in the stomach. The majority of your stomach digestion is going to be the breakdown of proteins by the activity of pepsin. Now, you have to keep in mind where pepsin came from. It came from the hydrochloric acid combining with the pepsinogen, which forms the active pepsin, which actually breaks down those proteins into smaller proteins. Now, as the material then leaves the stomach and enters into that first section of the duodenum, this area right here, remember you're also getting secretions from the pancreas and the liver. You're going to have pancreatic amylase, which is going to aid in the digestion, continue to aid in the digestion of those polysaccharides and break them down into smaller and smaller particles. You're going to get bile from the liver, and you're going to get pancreatic lipase that's coming in that's going to help break down those proteins. Break down those fats, and then you're going to get trypsin, chymotrypsin, peptidases that are coming from the pancreas that are going to help break down those proteins even more. Now, as you enter into the small intestine, the jejunum of the small intestine, where a lot of this is going to be taking place, those disaccharides are going to continue to be broken down into monosaccharides. This is going to be that individual sugar molecules by the secretion of amylase that's secreted from the small intestine. You're going to get more breakdown of the lipids, which are going to be broken down into fatty acids and monoglycerides. Again, you're going to get lipases that are going to be secreted from the small intestine. And you're also going to have peptidases secreted from the small intestine. They're going to break those proteins down into amino acids. Now, keep in mind, the amino acids are going to go to the circulatory system. The monosaccharides are going to go to the circulatory system. And from there, they're going to go to the liver, carbohydrates, and these should have been amino acids, I'm sorry. Amino acids are going to go to from the small intestine into the circulatory system to the liver. The monosaccharides are going to go to the circulatory system, broken down into monosaccharides, sugars, glucose molecules, and they're going to head to the liver by way of the circulatory system. Now, if you remember, I'll use green. These fatty acids and monoglycerides are going to go through the lymphatic system, through the lymphatic capillaries. They're going to go to the thoracic duct, through the thoracic duct, which is part of your lymphatic system, and then they are going to empty into the, get another color here, subclavian vein. This is where they enter into the circulatory system. That subclavian vein is going to enter into the superior vena cava, and they will then go into the right atrium of the heart. But you're going to first go through the lymphatic system and then go into the circulatory system with those fatty acids. And that concludes Objective 5.